Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. If you noticed in my last video, I did make a homemade pizza early this morning because it was cool, and I thought, let's get this out of the way because I had some pizza crusts I needed to use. So I made that pizza. I ate a couple of bites of it. I did not eat a slice of it at all. There was no way I was going to even try that. But all of the dogs and my husband will have a snackaroonie for a little later. Now for dinner, I'm making sauerkraut, mashed potatoes, and smoked sausage. That just sounds really, really good to me, and that's what I'm going to be cooking. So there you go. I think the sauerkraut is going to help my situation. And I do want to thank everybody who sent prayers, well wishes, thoughts, ideas, advice. I want to thank you very much. We're just going to muddle through it. I'm figuring out what I can and cannot eat to bypass whatever's going on. So it does feel like that the restriction has moved. Um, I'm not, my stomach isn't growling below the restriction anymore, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, so I haven't really eaten anything yet of substantial. So I'm ready to make some mashed potatoes, some sauerkraut, and some smoked sausage. My mom's probably sitting there going, "What?" Because that was one of those meats I absolutely hated when she would cook. And it was about the salt. I didn't like the charness because she would fry it pretty well done. And I didn't like the salt. It was just so salty. But I'm not as salt. Um, I don't know. I was like I was like anti-salt all the way. But anyway, that's what I'm having for dinner. Hopefully that works. Now, I showed you the boots that I bought because I really wanted to invest in some good footwear this year because who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. So I want to make certain that I have good footwear now, and I want to take care of that footwear because it is an investment. Shoes, boots, socks, all of that stuff. Specific lotions, powders, and things for your feet you should always have in your foot medical or just your medical foot care products. So not only are your feet important, but so are the shoes or boots and socks that you use with that. If in a situation where your boots are getting you through, you want to make certain that they can get through to their best potential. So what I'm doing is I am taking Mink oil. These are the boots. They are $90. They're normally a $200 boot. Now, what I'm going to say is when my husband would tell me how much he spent for boots when we first got together, I would about fall down on the floor because he would spend like one of my whole paychecks as a CNA on a pair of boots. Now, I never argued, I never fussed. I would just like my eyes would go. But anyway, um, so I knew that I did well to get these boots for $90. Now, what am I doing to make these boots better? Okay, so I've got my mink oil over here, and it was $4.99 on sale at one point in time, and then they dropped it to $1.99 on clearance. So I bought 3 or 4 of them. I think I gave one to the neighbor. We have one down here in the shoe kit. We have one in the garage. So everybody has some mink oil for whatever project they have. Now, this is what I'm doing is with my investment of my boots, I will take my, let me see if I can show you this. Okay, so I'm taking my finger and I'm kind of dipping it down into the mink oil, and that gives like a little cushy spot. Let's find a new seam that we need to put some on here. We'll do the tongue now. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the seams. I do it like I'm quilting. Okay, I go down the seam, make sure it gets down in there really, really well because that's why I have that little pad. And then I push the excess out to the rest of the leather. Okay, so This boot is almost complete. It just needs a little more finalizing, but look at the difference. Well, let's see. Uh, it's not the shadow. I promise you that one is darker than the other. There we go. Okay, so you can see that. Shoes are an investment. Boots are an investment. And right now, at this time, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what will be our last availability to get specific products. We don't know that. I mean, seriously, we don't. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Why not take care of your feet as well as take care of the investment that you're making in good footwear? I'm telling you, I have never paid $90 for a pair of shoes in my life, unless we want to go back to the times of LA Gear, but I still don't think I spent $90 on them. I really don't. I know a lot of people were wearing another kind that was more expensive than LA Gear. The biggest thing I had to worry about was what, 2 or 3 different colored shoestrings to go in them. But anyway, now I want to invest in footwear that will last me, and I want to make certain that I have those things to make that happen. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now, later on this afternoon, I should be doing some planting. I'm going to check on these birds again. Last night, I had 3 of my young birds in trees rather than inside the barn. So I'm going to go out before daylight. I'm not going to try to see if they go in on their own tonight, because I am not going to go climbing trees like Sasquatch last night without a light. That would have been a funny video. You'll have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Take care of your feet. Take care of your footwear. Make sure you do stuff to make your investments last. Bye, y'all. Hugs from a distance. Seriously.